Cheers, everybody. Welcome to the Diamond Mine. Really, really good to see you. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so I'm a little rusty, but better late than never. And don't get it right, get it written. We're just going to do this. We're going to talk about my personal top 10 hard rock bands. Now, I've done rock and I've done metal. Hard rock for me is a genre that sits right in between those. Bands that are a little too intense and heavy to be just rock, but not quite aggressive enough to be considered metal. I'm going to cheat and start right off with a tie. I always do these from sort of, I build up to my number one. So, tied for number 10, Clutch. And I always start out by showing you the album that introduced me to the band, not necessarily my favorite, nor the first, nor the most recent album, but the one that got me into them, and that was the Elephant Riders. Thank you, Carl from Elixir Fix, my vocalist at the time, for introducing me to this gem of a record and gem of a band. If you took AC/DC and Red Hot Chili Peppers and a bit of punk and put them in a blender on frappe, then you might get Clutch. So, also at number 10, Montrose. And I can't remember when I got into this. It was a long time ago. This is the album that introduced the world to the vocal talents of Sammy Hagar. Ronnie Montrose is an incredible riffmeister and a great lead player too, but really good at writing the riffs. This is sort of the blueprint for American hard rock, if you ask me. This album, great record, great band. Coming at number 9, The Cult. They changed styles a good bit after this record, but this was the album that got me into them in the 80s, in the early to mid 80s when it came out. My buddy Rob Tatum had it on vinyl. She Sells Sanctuary, still just an amazing song. The whole album's good. We'll do a cult ranking at some point. Then we've got Guns N' Roses. You can make an argument that this is the best debut album of all time by anyone. What more is there to say about this record that hasn't already been said? Not a single clunker, something like 12 songs on this thing, and not a wasted note. Brilliant record, great band. Then, now, this is a love 'em or hate 'em band. I personally love them. Hard rock and metal for nerds. Blue Oyster Cult. Fire of Unknown Origin. Veteran of 1,000 Psychic Wars is on here. Maybe it's just Veteran of the Psychic Wars. Anyway, that song is on here. Burning for You is on here. Joan Crawford is on here. Fantastic record. Blue Oyster Cult's actually going to be mentioned in the upcoming video for my top 10 favorite releases of this year. So check that out. I'll do that soon. We're really getting into some hallowed ground here when we start talking about UFO. Michael Schenker on guitar on this album. The solo to I'm a Loser, still to this day one of my favorite Schenker solos ever, and that's saying a lot. Quirky lyrics, one-of-a-kind vocals, just nothing sounds like UFO but UFO, and you really can't describe them, you just got to listen to them, but I highly recommend that you do. Richie Blackmore. This is one of 2 bands that's going to be on this list. Richie Blackmore's Rainbow. The Band Out of Shape album was my introduction. Love this record. There are some records that eclipse it within the band's catalog for me now, but this is a fantastic record. Biggest hit off here was Street of Dreams. Lovely band. Joe Lynn Turner is one of my favorite vocalists. Of course, Ronnie James Dio really kind of first came to prevalence in that band, having come from the struggling Elf Graham Bonnet, you know, just a who's who of great lead vocalists from that band. Okay, speaking of great vocalists, Scorpions, you know, just the Love It for a Sting record, still one of my favorites of theirs. Perfect kind of pop hard rock record. Rock You Like a Hurricane, Still Loving You. I've heard people say that that's the best power ballad of all time. You can make that argument. Great record, great band. Okay, we're getting into the top three here. Love, and this is my favorite of their albums, Whitesnake. Album that got me into them when it came out. I think it was released on These Shores in '85. I loved the video for Slow and Easy. The title track is incredible. Spit It Out is probably my favorite Whitesnake song, as filthy as it is. Unbelievable riffs. Love the UK mix, love the US mix a little bit more, with John Sykes taking more of a prevalent role. He wasn't on the UK mix, Mel Galley was. But great record. This was, to me, sort of the high point that Whitesnake built up to. And then the 1987, that was a great record, but this represents more of the real Whitesnake sound, in my opinion. Okay, moving on. A very close number 2 on this list. Deep Purple. Perfect Strangers being the album that got me into them. Still probably in my top 3. Purple, title track, Knocking at Your Back Door, Wasted Sunsets. Oh my God, the vocal on that, amazing. And then the Monolith, Back in Black, at number 1, my favorite hard rock band of all time, AC/DC. I'll be doing an AC/DC ranking soon. You'll have to tune in to see where this lands. I love both eras of the band, the Bon era, the Brian Johnson era. They're absolute treasures among both sort of flavors of the band. We're hearing right now my very favorite Brian Johnson song. There we go. I'm gonna kind of cap this up. We did 11 bands in around 8 minutes. I'm trying to keep these shorter, sweeter. Thank you so much for tuning in. I've had so much fun this year. A couple more videos to come to close out the year, but we're getting there. We're getting through 2020 together. Thank you so much. Please subscribe. Enjoy life. Be safe. Many blessings to you. Happy holidays.